Well, hello, everybody. It is Sunday morning, which means it's time for Chatting with Charles, and I have with me Timothy Richards. Timothy, welcome.
Hey, everybody.
And Timothy's got some unique stories. He's got a great guitar journey, and he's happy to come on today, and we're happy to have him. So Tim, let's go ahead and see who we've got in the chat. We'll welcome some folks in. How's that?
All right.
All right. So we got Wayne McConnell, who was I'm first, and followed by the Cushman NYC saying hello, everyone.
Cushman.
I think you know this next guy, Keith Charles and Timothy.
There's the bad boy, Keith.
There he is. We got Matt of McCollum Music saying Ayo.
Hey, man.
And we got Bellew35, or Jason as we like to call him. He says, good day, wonderful audio miscreants. So hope it's going to be a fuzzing day for you. I'll appreciate that.
I love that picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jason is a great guy.
That's me trying to relearn playing guitar, monkey.
I know what you mean. And then we got Steve Reeser. And he said, good morning, everyone. Here you go. We got BC Rich 581 saying hello to Steve.
Wow, Chris is in the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see. We've got Martian Murray, who's neither Martian nor Murray, saying good morning, all. Another fellow Texan down here.
Hey.
And, of course, I know you know Zach Thong. And so Zach is...
yeah.
Yep. And we got Hit Metalworks. Ken is up on the west coast of Canada, having a great morning, I'm sure. Welcome in.
Hey, bud.
And this guy, Puppy Badass, never heard of him before in my life. But
me either. I don't have a clue who that is. He looks pretty shady with the motorcycle.
I tell you, you can't trust those guys. And we got Brian from Searching with Tone. Good afternoon, all. Appreciate you.
Hey, Brian. And it's good to see you too, Ed.
Yep. And Brother Dan Gorman's made his way in and says, hey, everybody, how are you? Well, hello there, Dan. Appreciate you.
Hi, Dan.
It's Dan's turn to come on the show. We're just waiting for the all clear. Let's see. We got Greasy Monkey Guitars saying hello to everybody. We'll appreciate that, buddy.
Greasy.
Greasy was on here a while back, and then he had a great show with Ben Coombs. Excellent. Great member of the community here. Let's see. And that catches us up in the chat. And Timothy, one of the things about Chatting with Charles, this is all about bringing the community closer together, getting to know that guy in the chat, knowing a little bit more about him to keep the community pretty kind of close together, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the ways we like to do that, we start with one fundamental question, and it is, okay, how did you start your guitar journey?
Oh, back when I was around 8 years old. Actually, I started crawling up on my mom's piano stool trying to duplicate Charlie Rich and Ronnie Millsap. And I grew up in a bluegrass family.
All right.
And then when I started showing interest in guitars, my dad's a guitar picker, my mom's a bass player, squeeze box, organ, piano. My grandpa's a mandolin, fiddle, banjo player. He's gone now, so Dad bought me a Buck Owens replica, red, white, and blue acoustic from a yard sale.
I love it.
And showed me a few chords, man, and I started getting pretty good, and I got my dream Starburst guitar from either the Sears and Montgomery Ward catalog. It was electric and a amplifier that the magnet on the speaker was damn near bigger than a little amplifier. I mean, and away I went. I was self-taught, and that's what I'm doing now. Trying to relearn.
that just blows my mind. All you guys that can pick up a guitar and learn to play it by ear, it makes me a little angry because this fella can't do that. And I put in quite a bit of effort to get where I am, and it's not far enough yet. But so, I mean, how did you get to that idea of you could just listen to something and figure it out and play it?
Well, quite frankly, it was my Aunt Sherry on my mom's side, her sister, bought me Kiss Live 8-track.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much the first rock I was exposed to, was Ace. And it took my bluegrass direction just totally opposite of what Dad and the whole family was playing. And just listening to the music, and I'm like, I can find that, and I can find that, and that's basically what I did. And after I went from Kiss to a little harder, went to Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi, friggin'
Yeah.
Judas Priest. You had Glenn and KK, and yeah. So I would just listen and listen and listen. I was always listening to music. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Spurgeon has made his way in. So did Blackjack Guitar and Jeff K. And I can't believe I missed this hero, but Dennis Ellis is here with us as well. He says,
Hey.
Hi, folks. He's in and out cooking pork belly and ribeyes. I know where I'm going after the show.
No doubt.
Everyone's doing good. All right. Yeah, I mean, so you grew up with all the bluegrass influences around you. Did you learn to play a bunch of that?
Well, yeah, when I was younger, that's what I started out. It was mostly rhythm. I could play rhythm behind my dad. And I mean, I was by no means a Billy Strings, if you all were familiar with him. Because I still listen to some bluegrass, and I like the old school country because that's what my mom listened to. Was the old school country. It wasn't this pop country or whatever you call it, or the outlaw country. And my boy's the same way. He listens to a whole genre of music. Hell, he's introduced me to bands that I've tried to start learning to play.
So you went through the whole thing and you did the self-taught, and then you went from the bluegrass into the rock and then into the harder stuff. So I guess where did that lead you?
Well, I just catching a lot of flack from my mom, but my dad was always just supportive. Mom didn't like the direction I was going because she heard the noise coming out of my bedroom.
Right, yeah.
And I played some live stuff in high school with some people at like private parties and stuff like that. But I never took it as anything other than just an enjoyable hobby. It's, I'd come from school, and if I didn't have homework, or if I did, I'd get it done. And I'd sit in my room and just freaking and have a get fiddle in my hands until it was time to go to supper. And, it's just, that's all I did. And then as soon as I graduated high school, I started traveling the first 11 years of my ironworker career up and down the East Coast. And I took a guitar with me. And when I finally started working, driving to Columbus, which was 45 miles away from me, Columbus, Ohio, I'd come home from work after 10, 12 hours and wash my hands, kiss the kids and maybe the wife, and I'd lock myself in the bedroom for an hour or two and just de-stress with the guitar. Music just makes me feel good.
Quentin, that is a big no. Quentin wants to know if I restrung my 12 string yet. No, I have not. It's a running joke. I have a 12 string Sigma under my desk that's been under here about a year and a half, 2 years now, waiting to be restrung. So in the whole thing, Tim, was that I was supposed to do it live. So
I wouldn't even. How do you even tune a 12 string? They sound beautiful, but I've never even held one.
I think that is what's holding me up. Is the idea I'll get it all strung and won't be able to get it tuned in front of everybody, right?
I've been following a guy here on YouTube recently, a young guy, Ethan Tyler Tucker, and he plays an 8 string.
Mm-hmm.
That just amazes me. My God, the neck on that thing. I'm used to them small necks, you know what I mean? That's why I care for most Gibsons.
Well, JC Santiago says he played the Xena, Ohio Holiday Inn with his lounge band in 1992.
Wow, that's cool.
There you go.
I know where Xenia's at. That's a tornado alley here in Ohio. Hey, there's Steve Gunner.
Steve Gunner saying hello to you.
Steve, brother.
And, Time Surfing Alion's been with us for a while, and he's the coolest avatar of all on YouTube.
TSA, buddy.
Yep. And Jeff K's been with us as well, and they're all just saying hello to each other in the chat. So
good deal.
So, but when did you figure out that you could just listen to something and figure out how to play it?
I didn't really figure it out. It's just I would do it after I'd listen to a vinyl with my headphones on, laying in front of my stereo, and I'd be like, man, I think I can make that same sound, and I just work on them until I could. But then once I got a little older, I just started playing what I felt, what came out. Mm-hmm. I never was a big fan of cover tunes the older I got. That's one thing I always hated, when my bedroom be full of school friends and stuff. They're popping off requests. I'm just like, hey, just sit back and listen to me play, man. But all that's gone now. I'm getting it back. I'm getting some good tunes back out. But
yeah, so there was a while where you didn't play.
Yeah, once I come out of my coma and spent almost a year in these facilities, by then the depression's setting in. I'm still tired. Do a freaking feeding pump 12 hours a day. Go, Avery. And I quit hunting. I quit doing everything. I quit hunting, fishing, jamming. And then I just recently, decided, hell, man, you got all this gear laying around here. Why don't you pick it back up and see what happens? And ain't nothing like it used to be, but slowly but surely.
So was there something that triggered that decision? Or is it just one day you said, let's go ahead and do it again? Or was there something that kind of triggered it for you?
Just listening, finally getting the head right and getting off the mental stability drugs, and giving me more ambition, because I'm not allowed to work. I'm not released to work. And so I just started picking one up, mainly my Purple Princess, but I'm sending her to Bill, I think, Tuesday.
There you go. I heard about that over there on Edge Channel. Yeah. Well, my 500-pound guitar is saying, Timmy,
All right, there he is. Billiam. Mr. Bill. That's the man right there.
No.
He's been a giant inspiration watching his lives pop up. It's amazing. He threw a good one up last night. I was just laying down. I had to go get my headphones on. Bill's good people.
That's yes. Oh, there's a bunch of really great people in this community, and I really like the fact that's kind of why I do this show is that you're all hanging out in the chats, and it's a really positive place to be.
Yeah.
And anything we can do to make it better and bring folks closer together. And so I appreciate you coming on to share a little bit about yourself there.
Oh, I appreciate the invitation, Charles. It's good stuff.
So now that you're how long have you been back playing? How long has that been?
Less than a year.
And so what was it like? Was there a whole lot of relearning involved and refiguring things out, or did it just come back?
Yeah, it was like remembering my childhood and getting my first acoustic. I didn't know what to do. Didn't know how to make the sounds that I wanted to make, and not to mention my fingers were jello at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's been quite a journey, and I appreciate all the support from the community that watches my videos and is along for that ride, man. I throw shout outs out all the time on shorts, just thanking everybody. It's all a bunch of great people.
Well, Mark Spurs in the chat, he says, I understand, Timothy. I'm still trying to get back playing. I'm almost there. And
Good.
I think that's one of the great things about this hobby is if you really want to get back into it, all you really need is that one guitar, right? To kind of jump back onto things. And it's so as long as you can find that time to do it.
Well, I have the time. I just don't have the discipline right now because, quite frankly, I'm always on here trying to catch up on the community's videos.
Oh yeah, and
I want to show the same support that they show me.
Oh, for sure. Now in the chat, Quentin James is asking for your channel, so I'm posting that here in the chat right now. Thank you for the reminder, Quentin. Appreciate it. So if you want to check out Timothy's channel, he's got 11 videos up, and they're all pretty good. So make sure you all check them out.
Thank you, Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Thank everybody that's ever viewed any of my stuff. I know there's a kabillion better players out there than me, but it's been a fun journey.
But here's the thing, Tim, on that. It is every guitar player we tell you there's always somebody better, right? And there's always someone else that's worth listening to. But the whole thing is I've enjoyed watching pretty much everybody that I've watched because you could tell the love of music that they have in them, right?
Yeah.
And how is that music coming out of you? Whether you're playing a cover or whether you're playing something original, how is that music coming out of you? And what is the joy it's bringing to you?
Well, I'm not sure how it's coming out, but it's funny that you said that because I think it was last Sunday night, or maybe it was a Saturday night into Sunday morning. I ended up having to go to the hospital and spending 5.5 hours. Got back home about 7:15, and Bill just popped on with a live. And but the whole time I was in that hospital and they're doing their bull crap, I had a ditty going through my head, man. It was driving me insane. I wanted a freaking guitar so I could get it out because I always try to record. I've always tried to record. I've got reel-to-reels, cassette after cassettes. I used to multi-track on cassette player, a dual cassette player. It was basically a bookshelf karaoke machine. and I'd mic mix it and take one tape from record, put it over on the play, record over it, record, and just keep doing that. I went through so many damn Memorex tapes. But and a little ditty came out, but and I just wanted to throw it out there and get everybody's feedback. And Ted Smith from Ted Talks Guitars and Life, he commented on that video about, man, the joy that it's bringing you. He could see it coming out of me.
It is something else that when you can sit there, you could be having a really bad day and you could pick up an instrument and make some noise and just it brings you back, you know.
Yeah. Or watch somebody else and listen to somebody else do it.
Mm-hmm.
I hardly ever anymore listen to a CD or like streaming songs other than people in the community.
Steve Gunner says, "Is this live or is it Memorex?"
I see that. Steve, I'm gonna scratch your picture off my mug. You keep it up.
Jay Santiago had a question a while back and I missed, and I think I better go ahead and answer it for him. It says, Charles, what was your worst I don't want to work on guitars anymore story? If you have one. I do have one. The third guitar I ever fabric topped was the one for Ben Coombs. And if for those of you that don't know the story, I put fabric on that guitar 3 different times because the first time I wasn't happy with it. The second time I sanded right through the clear, right, and just kind of ruined it, trying to get it perfect, right? You know, this is where I'm still, this is only the third one I did, so I'm still working on my skills, right? But I'm like, oh, everyone's going to see this guitar. And it's like, I get this moment where I've done the sanding and you can't see that I've sanded through the clear, right? It looks good. And then I start buffing it. And I start buffing, and all of a sudden you can see these 2 lines going down the sides of the guitar. It's where I've sanded through the clear on going down it vertically like this. And at that moment, I walked away. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever finishing this. And then so I walked away for a couple hours and I was like, I don't ever want to do this again. This is a little too high pressure doing it for somebody as important as Ben. Because I know, Ben's got a really good size channel. I was like, everyone's going to see this and everyone's going to know I can't do it. Right. And so, I walked away for, 2-3 hours. And then I came back and I just peeled all the fabric off the guitar again. And you got to be real careful because it's glued down, right? You don't want to be pulling up big chunks of wood. So you got the heat gun out and everything else. And then I re-put fabric on it. And then there were all kinds of things with this guitar because it was, even when I got the 3rd layer down, I was almost done with it. And then the finish kept reacting with stuff. If I put it down on a towel, it would take the imprint of the towel into it. It would, it was not curing. That was where I started, where I changed to the clear I use now, and it solved all my problems. But that was probably it, where just after having done it the second time and been almost done and realizing I had these 2 lines going down it where I had burned through the clear, I was like, no, that's it. I don't want to do it anymore. But that's why I tell everybody in my videos, if you're not feeling it, walk away because you're going to mess it up.
Or get discouraged enough to where it'll collect dust.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And Steve Brand is here. He said, good morning, gentlemen. Well, good morning, Steve. Glad to have you in.
Hey, Steve.
And Ed says, I thought it might be when I sent you that guitar that scared you. Oh, my God. Ed sent me these 3 guitars, right? And Ed sent me these 3 guitars, and one of them was just, it was like, how did you even buy this piece of crap? And he sends it to me to do something with it. I'm like, okay. So this guitar is so bad that the only thing it's ever going to be is a piece of wall art. And so I figured, okay, eventually I'll fabric top it. It'll be up in the back of the studio or something. But oh my God, it did give me this little heart attack. For sure. Oh, okay. My 500-pound guitar, says Charles. Don't know what that poster is in back, but it reminds me of the Broken Peach video. Well, my 100-pound guitar, we've got the Pen Up and Skulls telly there, which is all that Dias de los Muertos theme running through it. And so I figured that poster would be right on par with it. And, it just kind of adds to the background a little bit.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse my moving around, friends. Timmy don't have a refrigerator in the garage.
Oh my!
I got a deep freeze for deer.
Thanks. All right. Well, let me know when you got it, and we'll continue there.
I'm here, man. I'm following along. I'm.
All right. So you've been back at it for a year. Where do you want to go in your guitar journey? Where do you want to? What do you want to tackle next?
Well, quite frankly, just to be satisfied with what I'm putting out, because I know I've got video recordings, proof of how good I used to be. Just trying to reach that level again, if God willing, because every single day, every morning that I open my eyes, I thank God for letting me have another kick at another day, because I'm way past my doctor's expiration date. So like almost 10 months past now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, I don't know, that perfectionist. Most guitar players are just, they may hear their mistakes while other people don't, but it still drives you insane. I mean, I know that it's in there. I just want it. I want it to come out so I can do some new recordings on current current devices or whatever. Like I said, I all mine was on a reel to reel and cassette tapes, just for my son and my grandson's keepsake. And
well, I mean, what kind of things are you playing today? Playing today, because you've got this very background where you've done the bluegrass thing and you've done the rock and you've gone harder. So where are you in your musical taste these days?
Well, I mean, I love it all, but I'm just when I pick it up, I just play what comes out. I'm not trying to accomplish any certain genre or anything like that. And I just recently got a little drum machine and a new one, instead of using the synthesizer sound and drum metronome that's in my mover pedal that I use for my effects, because my crate's only got a chorus and reverb in it. And so I got a different drum machine, and it sounds more like realistic drums. And I just like to sit and listen to a beat, and I guess noodle is the term.
Yeah.
Just play whatever I'm feeling and what what my brain and my hands are allowing me to try to do.
I'm going to sit down with a guitar and I'm going to play whatever moves me.
That's basically all I do, and but I record on my phones every time I do, so because that way I don't forget. If I come up with something, then I've got a reference to look back and I can build on it if I want to take the time to do it, which I hardly seldomly do anymore. It's normally just a one and done. It comes out. But I mean, the other day I watched a video from CD Nelson. He was doing one of his guitars that he owns stories. I don't anybody that follows CD would know that. And he cranked out a Dawkins song. I think It's Not Love or something. He was playing it. And that got my head going crazy because I was a big George Lynch fan, man. Even though I was listening to Testament and Metal Church at the time, Metallica before they got as sucky as Motley Crue. But that's my personal opinion. But I was like, man, I know I used to play Dawkins. And I posted a video. I think it's up right now. And just giving CD a shout out, but I did Kiss of Death, my short version of it. I know the shit's in there, man. I'm just trying to get it out.
There you go. Well, while you're trying to get it out, Steve Reeser's got a question for you. He says, what guitars do you play, Tim?
Here, since I just started picking them back up for the last year, has been my Jackson Dinky, my Purple Princess, that, like I said, I'm going to be sending to Bill Tuesday. And it shouldn't take him but a few days to get it. I've got a few Schecters laying around. I've got two different LTDs, and they both have Floyds in them, and I won't even touch them right now. I don't want no part of that. I'm not a dive bomber, and I want to be able to just change my tuning without affecting the relief on my neck or any kind of tremolo or floating tremolo like a Floyd Rose or something like that. There's CD right there.
Right. He is right here. He says, happy Sunday, everyone. Glad to see you, Charles and Timmy. He popped up as you were talking about him, so I figured, hey, let's get him up here.
I have I've got a storage unit that's got guitars that I own and that I inherited when my dad passed in 2013. And I only have one Gibson Les Paul, and it's a studio that I bought off my grandpa because he wanted to buy a dobro. He seen a dobro hanging in a music shop. He wanted to sell a studio because he said it was too heavy for him anyhow. But I'm not a big fan of anything, any guitar shape, body shape other than pretty much a Strat or a Dinky. I'm starting to look at Tellys. I was actually thinking about buying my boy a Telly, a white one, and with the white pick guard for Christmas this year because he likes them Tellys and he listens to old school Waylon and all that.
Oh yeah. Anyone that knows this channel knows I am of the opinion everyone should have at least one Telly. At least one.
That's what I think the last thumbnail on Ben of you and Ben, it said something about why everybody should own a Telly or something like that, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It was a good show. So your buddies Keith H and Puppy Badass want to know what kind of gear you got coming.
Well, I'm sad to say, I had to cancel them orders this morning. I ordered an LTD purple burl top. I think it's 200X or 200MX or something. It's just like the one Bill uses if he's still on here. He can correct me if I'm wrong. And then I ordered these Friday. I ordered a trans black Jackson, just like Purple Princess that I'm sending the Bill. But my daughter, unfortunately, is needing some help. So I had to cancel them orders. But once I get her situation taken care of, I'll have to reorder them.
I get that. We get those things that happen in life, and sometimes things need to be taken care of.
Well, my daughter's a hard worker, and if she's struggling with something and needs help, then family first, brother.
Yeah. Well, welcome in, Bo. Guitar Man 45 is here, and he says he's going to see Lynch in a couple weeks here at the Token Lounge along with the Bullet Boys.
Oh yeah,
I figured you had to see that one.
Oh man, I even love the Lynch Mob. I had them cassettes too. George is just amazing.
Oh yeah, well, CD Nelson's in agreement because he's like Guitar Man 45 sick. Hope to see Lynch live sometime.
I've seen Dawkins more than once growing up, but they were pretty much the only hair band that I delved into and listened to when everybody had the GNR craze and Poison. And even though I like CC DeVille, some of his stuff catches my ear. And
well, if you want to talk about another fella that loves to write his own music, here he is, Dwight the Hitman Bailey, saying hello.
Dwight, how's it going?
And Dwight is always writing a song and posting it. He's another great channel here on the YouTubes. Let's see. Jay said he just bought a 24 fret Telly West Creek Helix for $260. Can't wait to save enough for a Presley custom Telly. There you go.
I'd like to get one of Torsten's Tellys, but I know my son don't want one that's painted. He wants the natural colored wood with the white pick guard, like the beginning of Dukes of Hazzard. For any of you old enough to know.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that Waylon played on the I'm doing the theme song. Yeah, there you go. Well, Puppy Badass says he can't wait to get his Telly Freedom Caster, and that I'm making for him. And we are all done with the buffing on that one. We are in the process to later today. I'm going to start cutting out cavities and getting that ready to put back together. We're in the home stretches here.
Nice, Ed. She's a beauty, man.
C. Nelson says, Tim, you're a good dad.
You got to take care of them. They're about all that's left. Is my son, my daughter, and my daughter's two daughters. It's my granddaughters, and then my son's two boys. Everybody else is pretty much gone, other than my aunt that lives down in Lakeland, Florida.
Well, Keith is asking the question, so I guess I think you kind of hinted at it before, and I know you and I kind of talked about it in the green room. But he says, "Why are you giving away your Purple Princess?"
Because I want to show my love to Bill for everything that he's done. I mean, he took a ditty and that I just come up with at my boy's house, and I was getting filmed by my son's camera ninja wife, and didn't know it until the first time I looked up. And he took that song and just made an incredible arrangement out of it and published it. And when he plays it live, he does the leads a little different every single time. And it just, I feel I owe him. I want him to have my baby. She's my workhorse. I mean, I've got so many of them, but she's the one that I always grab. And I know she's going to go to a good damn home. And it'd make me feel good to see Bill get that, because he's been a big inspiration in my journeys here lately.
Well, he is responding back. He says, "You owe me nothing, my friend."
I see that, but I know, brother, I love you and you mean a lot to me. I miss every single day that you're not live. That's a fact.
And that's, it's another great thing about this community of ours, that we rely on each other, we support each other, we pass stuff back and forth. It's just one of those great things.
Yeah, my son, I didn't know, but I just stopped by my son and his wife and the grandson's house on my way home from work one evening, just have a couple beers with the boy. And he's 36, by the way. I'm not pushing alcohol on a minor, but he had just bought a Fender Mustang, and it was a modeling amp. And I've never seen the likes. I've been playing through a crate that I bought. Oh my God. I think in 92 or 93. And he had it all set up to the sound he liked. And I just dropped the low E to D and come up with what's now called Shadows in the Dark. And once I seen that it was filmed, this was before my coma. Once I seen it was filmed, it to me on Facebook, and I started adding to it and stuff, because it was just like a basic riff or two. And then Bill just took that. He asked in the chat when I posted it, because I think I posted that original recording of it in August of this year, if not a little earlier. I might be wrong. And he asked if he could record it. Well, I had no idea he was gonna. A few days later, he sends me a link, and he put it through the studio and sped it up a little bit and just made a freaking amazing song. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, love Ryan Hall, everyone's favorite music in law. Let's see. Brian says, thanks, CD Nelson 87. I know he's talking about tellies. I was looking at a blue one. At a blue one, that's a telly. Sure.
Keith's videos are cool.
I love Keith's.
I'm sorry, Brian.
Ryan Hall's. Yeah, Ryan Hall.
Well, him and Searching for Tone.
Brian. Definitely.
I'm kind of going to miss his little skit shorts in his videos.
It's definitely an entertaining show. He's not afraid to try new stuff, right? And be, make fun of himself a little bit, and appreciate it.
It's amazing. It's fun.
And we got Josh Tanberg. He's still trying not to scratch that Gretsch itch over here. Well, Josh, good to see you in, buddy. I hope you're doing well over there, my friend.
I don't have any Gretsch. I've never owned a Gretsch, but I do have. I thought it was a 1970, but it turns out that after I did the research on it, because I was trying to find it in storage to send pictures to Jeremy at Strings and Puck, It's a semi-hollow body Martin,
Oh, wow.
and it's got the butter knife Bigsby trim low on it. It's a burgundy color and thinnest neck on a guitar I've ever held in my life, compared to his Martin D18s that I've acoustics that I've picked up. You know what I mean? But and it turns out there's only like 400, and there's under 500 of them even produced. It's GT7 or GT65, I think it's called.
This was not a model I was familiar with. So
A lot of people never even knew because Gretsch, I mean, Chet Atkins, you know, played them Gretsch, them hollow bodies.
Yeah, the 61.
And it was just like a limited run. And my dad traded one of them big old electric Gibsons at Starburst, tobacco burst colored, that was as thick as an acoustic, but it had the F holes in it. He traded it and a Fender Twin, a 50s amp for that Morton, and he just it's a single cutaway, kind of like a Les Paul, but it's semi-hollow.
Wow.
And I told Jeremy I'd take some pictures of it, but when I started going through storage, and it just I couldn't mentally do it, man, because I miss my dad every single day.
Yeah, I get that. That was a hard one for Ed and I when we lost our dad too. So I get that. Let's see. My 500-pound guitar says, Timmy, love you, man. We'll catch up with you soon. I got lots to get on a job for right now. God bless, brother.
All right, brother. I'll try to work on them drum beats and riffs for you tomorrow. I got a baseball tournament later today for my grandson. It's his last one of the year, so I won't be able to do anything today. I'll probably grab my hardtail Schecter and instead of getting the Purple Princess all dirty.
There you go. Well, we got Martin from L&M Guitar Corner saying, hey, everyone, sorry for being late. Just returned from dinner. Well, appreciate you stepping in, my friend. And Sandra says, this dude's your friend. Hit the like. Well, appreciate it. Yeah,
I can't hit the like because I can't see chat on the StreamYard on my phone.
Don't worry about that at all.
Hey, Puppy I will Badass on the replay, buddy.
Here you go. Puppy Badass says, we'll get some strings so you can play it, Jay Santiago, and you'll love playing it. And Ed's talking about, Jay was talking earlier in the chat about not, at least you don't have a Gretsch with no strings on it. So what do you think? Is there an idea that you've been kind of working on? You know, you went out there and you were kind of noodling and you were coming up with something and you're like, I want to return back to that. You got one of those that you're working on?
Well, no, not necessarily, Charles. There's a couple of my earlier videos of me just dragging the amp out on the porch because it's hard for me to bring it out in the garage. And I ended up reposting the same ditty that came through my head trying to work on it. And I think even one of them was with a drum machine, but I don't have any kind of names for them or anything. I just, like I said, for me, it's just usually a one and done because I feel the need to pick it up and whatever comes out, comes out. And if I feel like it's worth sharing, I'll throw it. I still have some that I haven't shared that they sound pretty good to me, but I'm not happy with them. But You know how that goes with
Oh yeah.
guitar players. That I may tweak around a little bit.
I don't know. It just had me curious because from any guy that I've ever known that kind of writes his own stuff, right? There's always this one idea I can't get quite right, and but I don't want to give up on it, but it's still there, and I can't quite get it where I want it.
Well, that's which one was that? I took one of the longest video of it down that I posted not too long ago. It's kind of like what I was picturing in my mind was like an Indian celebration dance, and it has that kind of funk. I don't know. It just made me think of in Indians in their full headdress and makeup, man, dancing around a fire, having a good time. And that one was driving me insane. And I think the video that I first posted, the longer version of it, I got a little aggravated. I smacked my leg and I was like, God damn it, I'm going to make a song out of this because it was driving me insane. But I first came up with it sitting on the porch with no drums. And after I got my drum machine, I was like, you know what? I watched that video of me playing it on the porch for the first time. I was like, I'm going to do something with this. I just need a beat behind me to help keep me in time. And it seems like a beat behind me gives me more inspiration and creativity to where I can take a riff and turn it into more. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's like something to play off of.
Yeah. Bill called me during one of his lives not too long ago. He called me a riff meister. He said, you come up with some damn good riffs. You got good ideas. He goes, all you got to do is take them and rearrange them. And, but I just, like I said, I just always have just picked it up to not necessarily make a complete song, just noodle.
Yeah.
It started out with a Casio keyboard from a pawn shop, drum tunes, the generic sounding drum beats. And I'd sit there with a Memorex cassette tape and record the drum beat and hit the fill button all the time and then change the pattern. And then I'd listen to that tape just over and over and over and over and over again of them drums, so I'd know where the changes are, and right. I would adjust guitar to that. And back then it worked out. I mean, I got some pretty good tapes to where it worked out pretty damn good, but I wouldn't consider them a complete song or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I tell you, that kind of inspiration and you get off of something like that is really incredible. Yesterday I was in a Goodwill, right? And there's this girl and her father, and they're looking at this piece of crap keyboard. I mean, it is just utter junk, right? But this girl, apparently her father plays, right? So this little girl, she starts programming in the beats and because he starts playing and she's like, hold on, no. And she starts sitting there sifting through all the beats and she finds the one that's perfect for it. And then the two of them are playing on this crappy little keyboard, having the time of their life, making some music, right? But it was just like this beautiful moment, right? I mean, it wasn't like this great work of art or nothing, but it was cool. They were having fun, right? And they were building a memory.
Yeah, that's fantastic because my dad, I enjoyed so much. Well, for one, every Friday and Saturday night here locally where I live, we had 4 or 5 bar joints back then, and he always played in a bluegrass band live every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But when he'd have like friends come over to the house, and I loved sitting and watching them at the house. And then once I started, I could play rhythm behind him, and I started chicken picking. I could, like I said, I was never Billy Strings on acoustic, but that, like you said, it's memories, man.
It is.
And I used
And
to sit at the piano with my mom. And then the organ, mom played at the church every Sunday, played the organ, and I was just always surrounded by music. It's just I chose a different genre to pursue, I guess you would say, for lack of better terms.
yeah.
And mom wasn't happy, but dad encouraged it. Dad just, I would blow dad's mind. And because I'd use my pinky so much, and that just blew his freaking mind. And the fact that I could just play from not being taught would just amaze my dad. My mom thought it was a waste of time because she didn't like what I was playing.
She wasn't picturing all the possibilities.
Oh, no. She wasn't seeing the talent that used to be there. It's still in there. I'm
I
gonna
have
find
no
her.
suspicion that talent is still there and it's just waiting to get out.
I'm gonna find her, God willing, brother. I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna amaze everybody. There is one song that I've been working on pretty hard, and I'm hoping I can get it because I'm struggling with it bad. But my dad, every time when I got older, my dad would come to my house and see the kids and my wife, and he wanted me to play Testament, Trail of Tears.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, heard that metal song, me playing it and playing because I was playing along with the cassette, and it totally amazed him. And I've always been a big Testament fan. They've been a big influence on my music, and so is Metal Church. But an Armored Saint actually, but I can't do the galloping yet.
Mm-hmm.
On mutant galloping like Armored Saint and Iron Maiden for instance. I'm still just struggling.
Well, you keep working on it a little bit every day, and eventually you get there. Martin is responded to someone in the chat. He says he's doing fine. He's got to edit a couple guitars summit videos today. He's not looking forward to editing. He doesn't like that part of it, but he wants to get that content out there. So, all right, looking forward to it. So, yeah, Tim, you keep working on that one. You'll get there, I'm sure.
I'm trying. I'm
No, you
working
don't,
on
you
a
don't look like a guy that gives up to me.
I've been secretly working on a couple of songs from a couple different community members. That one of them's Glenjamin. This is Glenjamin. I don't know if any of you are familiar with him, but he's all instrumentalist. I listened to a lot of Vinnie Moore growing up when I was younger too, and no words, just all guitar. And but Glenjamin's the same way, and he's just dropped his third album, I think, or second. But he's got a third album coming up that's going to be a little harder rock. And I think he's releasing the first single off of it on YouTube around Halloween. But there's a couple of his songs that just give me goosebumps, and there's a couple of Bill's that just give me chicken skin every time I hear him. And between watching him play them live and watching his videos that he posted of him when he wasn't live, I've been struggling with them. Because Bill's just an amazing. He's way out of my league right this minute.
Well, I think that's a beautiful thing about this, though. We don't have to worry about who's better than who. It as long as it brings you joy, keep doing it. As long as it's bringing you joy, it is helping you work through things, then keep it going. Everybody started somewhere. Everybody gets somewhere. And it's up to you how far you get, right?
Yeah, I sat last night and listened to Ed and Keith. Ed's working on his minor pentatonic scales. I was on his live, or on his StreamYard live. I think it was live, I guess.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he was live yesterday. Yeah.
He brought me in while Ubi was on there. Then after Ubi got off there, Ubi's great dude too.
Oh yeah, that's like I said, we've definitely got the community. So we have hit our time. So let me go ahead and let these folks go on to their next thing. And it looks like Music Therapy Laz is going to be live here in 15 minutes with his music is therapy show. He's talking about nostalgic music and its special effects on the brain. So that should be an interesting show. We know that Ben Coombs is going to be live later tonight with Aaron from Albus Band. So always a great show when Aaron's on. So make sure everybody checks that out. Tim, go ahead and stay here. I'm going to let these people go. I'm going to play them out with our theme song here. And then we'll continue on in the green room.
Thanks for jumping in, everybody, and being a part of this.
Everybody, thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here, and enjoy the rest of the shows this Sunday. All right, let me go ahead and come on over here and pick this up.